stay out, come out, 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 stay out, big y'all, stay out, big y'all, stay out, come out, stay out. My God, we back again for another Power Pack telecast. I am so happy to see you. Listen, we back. It's another year. We coming to you and say Happy New Year. We took a little break, but we back in action. Listen, you viewing, I got another Power Pack. Oh my God, just gonna bless your socks off. Listen, take a minute, call your friends, call your neighbor, email them, text them, tell them, man, Bishop is back, and I got one just gonna blow you out the water today. Oh my God, we got none other than our very own councilman from the great city of Saginaw, Councilman Michael Balls. Y'all give it up for him.
My brother.
Councilman, I am so happy to have you, man. To be on, I've been waiting and been working, trying to get our schedules together to get you on here because your story, my God, is for God's glory.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And I feel that what you have, and I watched some clips. Listen, I watched some clips of our councilman and sent me some clips here. Did some other interviews and stuff. My God, it just messed me up and blew out the water. So you in for a treat. I'm telling you, please text your friends, text your neighbor, somebody that has been through alcoholism and stuff like that. Get them on. Listen, this was a touch them. They're gonna change their life because we bring in hope. Yeah. That the folks don't have to deal with dope.
That's right. That's right.
And so I'm so elated, man, that and I watch you come through time and then watching you through council, and God has blessed and connected us, and I was just so impressed with you how you care, and then find out that the Boys and Girl Club, that you have worked with them for many years and stuff like that, and your foundation to care for this community, to care for people is phenomenal. And so I like to just start off with you. You Saginaw fit and bred?
Yes, sir. Born and raised here in the city of Saginaw all my life. Matter of fact, I grew up about 4 or 5 blocks away from here on 6th Street. But, a regular family. Mother and father was married until he used to go out and drink every weekend. And seemed like every other Saturday be a knockdown, drag out, kids getting up, crying, wondering what's going on. And because of alcohol and drugs and stuff in the family, and eventually they got a divorce. And then I was like a whole lot of other kids with no father at home, and eventually later on in life I even got involved in alcohol and drugs too. But before that happened though, man, I was before my mother and father got divorced, 1 block away from here, second Tuscola.
Wow.
I was in a car accident. My grandfather had picked me up. My best friend had picked me up, who I call my best friend, my grandfather. He picked me up that Saturday night, spent the night with him that Friday, and that Saturday morning we was coming on second Tuscola, and a guy ran into us and killed everybody in the car but me. It was 4 people in the car, my grandfather, 2 of his friends. The only survivor, at 7, 9 years old. You can imagine how that was with my family, my mother losing her dad and almost losing her oldest son. And, from there it seemed like life started spiraling downward to a certain extent,
Wow.
Yeah. But, God got a way of working things out, man. But my mother ended up getting divorced. My father didn't really support the family as well as he should have at the time. And my mother got fed up and they got a divorce. And unfortunately, when we was in that car accident, back in 1966, man, they didn't give you mental help.
Okay.
They gave you pills to calm your nerves and stuff like that. And my mother ended up getting addicted to prescription drugs. And lo and behold, man, 5 years later, she ended up dying. Diabetes and stuff like that, ended up dying. Well, it is 5 kids at home, no mother, no father. And my grandmother moved in to help take care of us. She did the best she could do.
Yes.
But and then eventually, grandmother stayed with us, and lo and behold, man, I was doing knucklehead stuff.
Yeah.
As a teenager, didn't want to go to school, wanted to smoke weed, drop pills, all that kind of stuff like that, and I did that. I was successful at taking alcohol and drugs. I ended up addicted to that stuff. And lo and behold, man, I got with a guy introduced me to the Muslims group. And I went to the mosque, and it seemed like it straightened me out, man. Within a year, man, I went from 130 pounds up to 210 pounds.
Wow. So once you got to the mosque, he introduced you to the mosque and to Islam, right?
Yes.
Your life changed.
Changed, man.
Now,
360.
before you got right there, what was your brothers? You know, because I remember you said you had some brothers.
Well, my brother, everybody else is younger than me.
Oh, you know.
Yeah, I'm the oldest.
Okay.
So my grandmother took care of my brothers and sisters and stuff like that. They wasn't influenced with alcohol and drugs like I was, but they were a lot younger. So I got involved when I was 15, 16, 12, 14, something like that. But they were 8, 9, 5 years old, so they didn't have it. You know, they didn't have a chance. So they didn't want a chance. So.
Okay. So now, how was when you bought the gentleman or the person that introduced you to Islam? How old was you about?
I was 16 years old.
Wow.
I was 16 years old, man. And it was right after, matter of fact, it was right after the funeral. My mother's funeral was in 1974. So in 75, I got introduced to Islam. And I went there to the meetings, man. They was talking about positive black things, black people, and taking care of our community, and doing the right thing and stuff like that. And I joined, and man, within less than a year, man, I quit getting high. I dropped everything. Everything. I quit doing everything. Started selling Muhammad Speed's papers and working at the store.
Wow.
I was the manager of the fish market, and everything was going good.
Wow.
Until I got hired in the plant.
Wow. So right there, you doing good. You're on a good flow. Everything flowing, doing good.
Everything good flowing, man.
Until you got to the plant, you went to work it.
Yep.
For Generous Motors.
Generous Motors.
My God.
Yeah.
So how did it occur? How did your focus then become broken?
I think what happened was, man, I got married during that time.
Okay.
And my wife, she liked to drink and stuff like that, man. Before you know it, man, I picked up one.
Oh, it pulled you back.
You know, I picked up one, and the next thing I know, after I picked up the drink, I picked up the weed. After I picked up the weed, I picked up the cocaine, and then it destroyed everything, man. My faith in Islam had fell down. Because I wasn't doing the right thing, I felt guilty, and I didn't think that maybe God was liking me for what I was doing, and I just fell off the deep end.
Yes.
And eventually, man, that alcohol and drugs, I almost lost my job. I did lose my wife. Thank God I didn't have any children, and we ended up getting a divorce, and then I dug right in alcohol and drugs full time as I was working. I would work 70, 80 hours a week, cash that check, get high, and I just stumbled along, man, for about 6, 7, 8 years.
Just like that.
Just like that. Just stumbled along, man.
And we saying this, nobody mastered dope and liquor.
No, ain't no master in that. I mean, you get a lot of people that can drink socially, but some of us are inclined to get addicted to alcohol and drugs. Yeah, I use the analogy of going from a pickle, from a cucumber to a pickle. Once you go to a pickle, you ain't never gonna be able to go back to being a cucumber.
That's good enough.
And once you get brined with that alcohol and drugs in you, there's a chemical reaction. And it happens to most people who have a lot of trauma in their life. Like I had trauma in the car accident. I had trauma with my mother and parents getting into fights and stuff like that. And I noticed that people that traumatize a lot, they end up trying to find something to make them forget about that. And alcohol and drugs is one of the best things to do that. Or getting involved in religion, or Islam, or Christianity, that can give you the spiritual wellness that you need too. But most of us fall into the trap of alcohol and drugs. You can see that in society today.
Yes, very much so. Now, where was that gentleman that helped you come into Islam? You lost contact?
No, so he's still one of my good friends. His name was Joe Johnson, and Joe and Robert Price and Gerald Kareem. They're still my best friends.
Wow.
We all went to the mosque about the same time. 2 or 3 of us got in trouble with alcohol and drugs. We fell off, but thank God we back doing the right thing today.
Right.
Yeah.
Now I'm saying during that time when you said you was working the plant, you know, the wife, and you start drinking back, she was drinking and stuff, so it helped pull you back into that.
Yeah, and then the guys I was working with was smoking weed every day for breaks and stuff like that. We go out and get a beer. So the whole environment, man. You know, when you're young, I was 19 years old when I got hired in that plant.
Yeah.
I got married. I mean, a lot of things happened so fast, man. I was like in
But
the
you were still
world,
young.
You know what I'm saying?
Young.
And people drinking every day at work, it was just a common thing. You know, and I fell right in the trap.
Right in the trap. But you didn't have, you weren't around the strong brother then, you know, evidently.
No, we had started splintering off. You know, we both going our way. Some of us got married, ended up getting divorced. There's a lot of things was happening, man. We wasn't used. One thing I kind of find out, man, that people who grow up in poor families sometimes, we're scared of success.
You better say it.
We're scared of success.
Come on now. You hit the council.
You know, because there's a chemical reaction when you start being successful. You can feel it on the inside. And we wasn't used to that.
Yeah.
So all of my successes, I related that to getting high. You know, because when you get high, you get an emotion, you get a certain feeling or something like that. When you're doing something good, and I know you know after we done growed up some that you get a spiritual feeling when you accomplish something.
Yes.
So when I started accomplishing things, I wasn't used to that feeling. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't used to it.
Yes.
So I ended up sabotaging it a lot. You know, I was working every day in the plant, man. I couldn't even get my license tags in December. I had to drive a week in January just to wait to get my license. You know, and I wasn't used to success.
Yes, yes.
I was used to seeing my mother crying because she couldn't buy kids Christmas stuff for Christmas. You know, Christmas for me was it was depressing because my mother couldn't buy us anything, and we knew that. She was poor, couldn't buy nothing. You ain't working, you got 5 kids, you don't work for, you can't buy nothing. So Christmas for me was a depressing time. You know, and I continued that even after I got to work. Didn't have any kids or nothing, man. After I got my divorce, still didn't have no kids, and I'm still sabotaging my Christmases and stuff because I was scared of success.
Wow. And how many other people that's out there that's viewing that's scared of success?
I'm sure, man. There's plenty of people, man. Plenty. We can see it in our neighborhoods today, man. You know, it's hard for kids, man, to grow up and try to do the right thing, man. You don't have 2 parents at home.
Come on.
You know, you got to have a check and balance system. You
Yeah.
got to have somebody doing soft. You got to have the hired guy to knock you back in line. You know, we got to keep us on the straight and narrow.
Yes.
And when you only got 1 rail, when you need a 2-rail system, you know, it's kind of hard to keep those kids going the straight right way, especially if the mother's working. She's spending her time at work and the kids at home by themselves. They're raising themselves and society raising them.
Yes.
And I would hate to be a child getting raised today, man, with this rap music and all the music and stuff telling you what to do, shoot your brother, shoot him in the head, call him your sister, the B word and all that kind of stuff. And they dancing to that. What type of mentality will a person have or love would they have for their own community? This is the type of stuff they're listening to.
Right. It's poison.
It's poison, man.
It's poison in community.
Yeah.
It's poison family.
Yes. Yes.
Because a lot of the stuff, like you said, they listening to that and they imitate what they're listening to. They playing that. It's getting in their spirit.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you said, like you said, they dancing to it. A lot of want to just drink, smoke weed.
Yeah.
I remember, I'll say this, that me and also, I like to say that y'all viewing, that me and Councilman worked together. I was at the plant too before, and we had worked together, so we got to see young men, women getting dropped off at the plant.
Yep. Yep. And guys taking off in their cars.
Yes, yes.
They come back the next day and get bullet holes in it.
And we wonder what's going on.
Yeah. She
working, he at home, or he riding, burning her gas, sucking her air, eating her food up, and while she working.
Right.
And then he ride his guys around and they fueling, giving it to other guys and stuff, which tell they come and they not working. That's right. That's backwards.
That's backwards, man. But you know, I look at that sometimes, man, you go through some hard stuff sometimes so you can get to the good stuff. You know, so maybe I can be an example for somebody else who's been through this type of thing.
Yes.
You know, and I thank God, you know, I've been in the Big Brothers and Sisters program for 30-something years, on the board of directors of the Big Brothers and Sisters program, you know, trying to get back to the community because I know how it feels not to have a mentor at home.
Yes,
And I thank God for using me to be someone that can help these young kids out.
Yes.
I have 5 little brothers so far. I mentored the guy next door to me too, and the kids in my neighborhood too. Now I work with them all the time.
Yes. And you've been working on and off, even also with other organizations in your time of trying to help them to get in the trade, get in and do something. Yourself was a journeyman
Yeah.
How did that come about now?
Well, once I got sober, when I first got sober, man, I was almost about to lose my job and already lost my wife. So it's getting to the point where I'm thinking, man, you better do something, man, because
It's your job now.
everything you do, this alcohol and drugs is killing you.
Man.
So once I went to that treatment center, man, they gave me an opportunity to slow down. They gave me 30 days off work, and they paid me while I was there, paid me sick leave pay. And
Okay.
it gave me an opportunity to take a look at myself.
Mm.
Let me know I was not responsible for that car accident.
Okay.
I was not responsible for my mother and father getting into fights and stuff, and my father leaving us. I wasn't responsible for my father not being a good father. And if I don't do something, if I've had kids, I'm gonna end up doing the same stuff. So they gave me an opportunity to take a look back at my life. A lot of people don't get an opportunity to stop life and take a look at it.
Stop, take a look at it.
You know, and see what part you play in it and see what you can do to make it better.
Yes.
So by me going to that treatment center, I saw that. You know, so they gave me some. I looked up at the building, man. We let it plan, and it said Insight, Insight program, right? When I looked at there, I looked on the top, and it said mental health building. I said, what the hell? I didn't know it was a mental health building, you know, but mentally I was in trouble.
Wow.
You know, when you're doing the stuff you're doing, that's some mental stuff.
Yes,
man.
yes.
So by me going to that program, I took a look at my life, and it gave me an opportunity to practice some of the principles in the fairs of that program. You know, they got like 12 steps that they take for you to take a look at yourself and try to clean yourself up.
Wow. And how long did that take you? How long was that process?
Well, it's a lifetime process.
Okay.
I mean, we practice the principles of the program all the time. You know,
Okay.
Like first step, come to believe in the power of greater than yourself and restore you back to sanity. You know, so that means you need to ask God to help you to start doing some things. Put God back into your life.
Yes.
And before, God was nowhere to be seen. The only time I said I asked for God is when I got broke.
Yeah.
God, please help me find some of the money or something like that. But then, you know, we took a look at ourselves. Then you get down to the second and third step, which tells you to take a searching and fearless moral inventory of yourself. Now, how many people, man, have an opportunity to take a moral inventory of themselves and look at the things they're responsible for and the things that they need to clear up in their life? So then you get down to step 6, you ask God to remove all those defects of your character. 8 and 9, make amends to those people that you have harmed.
Wow.
And then at step 10 said, continue to take personal inventory when you're wrong. Then at step 12 it said, go back and help somebody else.
Wow.
You know, so that's spiritual AA or NA or CA, Cocaine Anonymous program, helped me out a lot because it made me realize the things I was responsible for, the things I wasn't responsible for. And if I ever want to be a productive member of society again, I got to go back out there and help somebody else that's been through the same stuff I've been through. So that's why I've been involved in a Big Brothers program for 30-something years.
Wow.
That's why I done mentioned 5 or 6 little boys now, and I'm still in the program, still on the board of directors of the Big Brothers program. You know, and it's something that I love to do, man, because it's so many guys out here that got caught up in alcohol and drugs in prison. We was at a basketball game yesterday, man, and all the players on the team, man, only out of the starters, only 2 of them had a mother and father at home.
Only 2?
Only 2. All the other kids only had one parent at home, that was their mother.
Wow.
You know, so man, I got to come back and try my best to help them people out, man. Because when I do that, it kind of helps clear up my path, but I'm helping somebody else out at the same time.
You know, scripture, I love, one of my favorite scriptures is Ephesians 6 and 8. Say, what you make happen for others, God will make happen for you.
That's right, brother. You're right about that. You hit that dead on the nail, man. You hit that dead on, brother. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
And so what you saying, while you helping them, it was doing something even for you.
Yes, they do something for me, brother. You're exactly right.
Wow.
That's a perfect scripture. And then too, I like to, I don't know what scripture it is or where it's in the Bible, but it says that the service that we render to others is the rent that we pay here to be on God's earth. So I don't mind paying my rent.
Okay.
For the time that I'm here is by helping somebody else out.
And I feel that's a great blessing that you even take time out.
Yeah.
You know, because a lot of people are so selfish. And we got to watch that in this society, and it's time to be so selfish that they say, well, let me take some time out of this Senate and reach back, even to help the girls and boys club.
Right.
You know, and like you said, to be a mentor.
Right.
And I believe, and most of you that's viewing and that's watching, you have seen it in the school, churches, your neighborhoods that's watching, that you have a lot of young men and young ladies who need mentorship.
Yes.
Need mentorship. And we telling, I want you to look in that camera and encourage them to get involved, wherever city, wherever state they in, to get involved with the Girls and Boys Club.
Please. I'm in the Big Brothers and Sisters program. I've been on the board of directors for over 30 years. I've been a big brother for over 35 years. And the thing is, mentoring is really just touring kids through life.
Mm.
And the men part is men touring young boys or girls into a new way of life. So I just believe that if we want society to be better, then we must engage these kids, especially the ones who don't have any fathers at home. You know, I do some of the simplest stuff to engage kids in my particular neighborhood. Kids riding around their bike, and I got a air pump out there, and they, Mr. Balls, can I get some air from my tire? Sure you can. But I'm not putting it in there. You gonna learn how to put it in there when their bikes break down.
Yeah.
We gonna fix the bike.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't gonna just fix the bike. We gonna fix it. I'm gonna show you how to do it. I have a decorative pond in my backyard. I built them with my little brothers in the Big Brothers program. I picked up the hobby of building ponds with waterfalls. When I was a kid, the neighbors had one in the neighborhood. I said, I'm gonna get me one of those one day. So I put a liner in there and all that kind of stuff in the pump. And I teach the kids how to work with the pump. They come feed my fish. And then I show them how the ecosystem works. That the pump ain't working, the water ain't flowing. If the water ain't flowing, that means it's gonna start getting stagnated. Yeah. And next thing you know, there's gonna be flies and all that kind of stuff like that flying around. And I feel the same way about our kids. If we don't keep them flowing, they gonna get stagnated.
Wow.
And when they get stagnated, they're gonna have little dump type attitudes where they're gonna let people who's doing alcohol, drugs, and crime gonna seep into their life. So we gotta keep God's goodness flowing in these kids at all times, because if we don't, they're gonna end up doing stuff they shouldn't be doing. So I engage the kids when they come in my neighborhood. I got an electrical panel that I can plug in and unplug, and they can learn how to hook up electrical circuits as a light plug or a light or a switch. I can take the wires off and show them how to hook them back up. Mm-hmm. And then a pipe fitter. I got another board where I got different size pipes that's hooked up on the board, and they go different angles and stuff. And we even did sweated some copper pipe on there too. So I'm teaching the kids in my neighborhood just to engage. You know, they're asking me to do stuff for them, so I'm trying to let them do some stuff for themselves.
Wow. And that's what we need, more mentors that take time out with our youth. And they say it take a village to raise a child.
They do, man.
And I believe that cliche, that saying is definitely needed, definitely in our times now.
Yeah, definitely, man.
Because it was there when I come along.
That's right. Oh, most definitely.
Everybody, they knew you in the neighborhood. I remember they tell me, we call it Miss Box.
That's right.
We're going to tell your mama on you.
Sure did, and they did.
Getting out, yes, they did. Getting out there, I got some of them who come and grab me and take me to her.
Oh, yeah. I remember I was mouthing off to the lady next to me. She whooped me, told me to go home and tell my mama she whooped me. Mm. And that was the biggest mistake I made in my life. I said, Miss Helen whooped me. She's dead. Oh, you must have did something wrong. I got a whipping from her. My grandmother and my father got me when I got home.
Wow.
So what's going to happen if kids don't have these type of check and balance systems in their life? Mm-hmm. If they don't have a grandmother or grandparent. Yeah. Man, I done met kids doing my mentoring, man. They don't even know who their grandparents is. You talking about hurting, man.
Don't even know who they are.
Their grandparents is, man. Can you believe that?
Man, hard to believe.
Let alone their dads left them and ain't spending no time with them. They didn't have to spend no time with their grandmother. Never had the opportunity to sit at the table and find out how things are supposed to be with their grandparents.
And hearing the history.
Right, hearing the history. One thing about having a grandparent, the grandparents will check your mama and you.
Yes.
We ain't got that no more. You know?
Yes, sir. Yes,
sir. And they believe in God. You know what I'm saying? Our grandparents always believe in God, believe in Jesus Christ, and doing things right.
And you know what they were doing? Praying for us.
Yes, they were praying for us, man.
And so if your mama ain't straight, your dad ain't straight.
Right.
Who that? If you ain't got no grandmama, grandparent, who praying for?
That's right. That's right.
My mama prayed for me.
Yes.
My daddy.
That's right. But now we got people praying on them.
Oh my God, that's another subject there.
Man, we living in a society today, man.
Yes, sir.
By me being in recovery myself, and being a sponsor of people in recovery, I have ran into incidents where guys hanging out with their buddies who 5, 6 years old up until they 17, 18, 19, 20 or older, who say, man, you know I'm your partner. And then come back and tell him, you know I'm something like your daddy. How the hell can they say that? Because he's selling drugs to his buddy's mama, screwing the mama and the sister, and selling drugs to the daddy.
My Lord.
What's that gonna do to our society, man? When we don't have the society has broken down when we got that, when kids are selling drugs to their parents.
Yes.
You know, I got people in my family, man, three generations of people being locked up because of alcohol and drugs.
Sure.
3 generations, man. 3 generations.
And see, that's where you said the buck stopped with you.
Yes, it stopped with me, my brother.
You made a determination
Yes.
that it stopped with you, and you did the necessary steps
Right.
to take to ratify that. You didn't let your job go.
No. To let that job go.
You shifted that thing.
But a lot of people did.
Okay.
A lot of people did, man. You know, they based on me and some of my friends got hired, we made the General Motors come up with a national attendance program. But the supervisor can't excuse you no more. They got an attendance program where if it goes for you in Saginaw, it's the same thing going to California, the same thing going to Detroit. Your boss can't help you out no more.
Oh, man.
Give some time, they're going to start putting them points on you.
Yes.
You point out, you're gone.
Yes.
And I know one thing for sure, I couldn't afford to get hired if I ain't got no job. And I know if I ain't got no job, I can't support myself or my family. When you get to the point where drugs start taking the food out of my family's life, I had to start taking a look at it.
Wow.
I had to, bro.
You say you had to.
I had to, man. It was getting deep. Too deep for me.
Wow.
You know, when the wife, even though a lot of people had lost their wives and their kids and their families, you know, I didn't want that to happen to me. What we was saying in the recovery program said you can get off the dump truck before it get to the junkyard.
Ooh. Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
You know,
You
the
know,
dump truck before it make it to the junkyard.
That's right, man. Because once you get out there, you can be buried in that junk moat. And you may not never be able to get out. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So I love my wife, my community,
Yes.
and you know I really have a love for my community, for these young black males, man. I want to do something for them so we can improve our family.
Yes.
If we don't do that, man, we can give it up, brother.
Yes. Yes.
Give it
Yes.
up. And I'm not willing to give up.
No. And that's why we push the family. We pushing to help
Yes, sir.
the males that need the help they need. We open up and you fight on city council,
Yes.
even for job,
Yeah.
to come back to this great city, and for even the males can have some work.
Yeah.
Because if they have some work, I believe they stay out of trouble.
Yeah, they
Because
will.
you're working.
That's right. You
You're
working.
too
You
tired.
got tired of be doing that kind of stuff. And besides, you got goals. You know, when you saving that money to take your family on vacation,
Yes.
or you know you got to buy school clothes,
Mm-hmm.
you're gonna save some money and do what you got to do. You ain't got time to be hanging out with knuckleheads,
Yeah.
knucklehead stuff.
That's right. That's
If
right.
you do, you're gonna lose it all.
That's right.
But a lot of times we don't have the family, the fathers, to teach them that because they wasn't there.
Yes. They
How
wasn't
the kid
there.
gonna know?
That's right.
You know, we don't do it. Who else gonna do it?
Who gonna do it?
You know, I had mentioned at the city council meeting a couple of weeks ago during Martin Luther King's birthday. I said it's a shame. 60 years after his death, the anniversary of his death was 60 years ago.
60.
And we still saying the same thing in our community. We looking for jobs, justice, and equality. You know, it's a shame that we have to do that right now. You know, we should be trying our best to legislate for us to get jobs for our community. And as long as I'm going to be on city council, that's what I'm going to legislate for. That's what I'm going to ask the people to soften their hearts and give our kids jobs. You know, because if we don't have them, then them roosters gonna come home to roost if we don't support our community.
That's right.
So the people in power need to make sure that the kids get jobs here in the city of Saginaw. And if we can't get them, then we need to make them.
Yes.
We need to make
What you say, ain't nothing to do it, to create and pull and lobby as other people doing stuff.
That's right.
Pulling them good jobs and paying what they say, living wage.
Well, the lady that asked me to run for city council, she wanted to come here and build Cal Ripken Center, a baseball facility. Her name was Dolores McKinney. She wanted to build a baseball facility here for youth baseball for all the summer. And she asked me to run for city council because she knew I would advocate for her to get this. Well, it didn't turn out right. We had people that's in power who didn't want other minorities to come in town to do this type of stuff, so they tried their
Boxed
best to box her out. Yeah. Anyway, she's planning on doing some projects here in the city of
Good,
Saginaw.
good.
She's doing big things in Detroit. She's doing big things in Washington, D.C., and she's hiring minorities to do the work.
That's
My
great.
son is a master plumber down in the Detroit area, and he's been plumbing her houses and stuff like that.
Wow.
She hired other African American contractors to do work there too, so we can continue to keep our kids employed, so that the next generation can come in and do it.
That's beautiful.
You know, by me being a pipe fitter, my son being a master plumber, hopefully maybe his sons will be a plumber or something like that. So that's what we want to do, trying to continue this, man, the way they used to do it.
Yes.
Yes.
And I applaud you, you and your family for that. And like I told you, I applaud you on council in fighting and pushing for our community to help bring living wage jobs
That's right.
back into our community. Not only you pushing that, you pushing for trade.
That's right.
You definitely pushing for trade learning because you're a tradesman, journeyman, tradesman yourself. So you pushing for trade. So give us a little bit about that too.
Well, I had I was just work for an organization here in Saginaw, Youth Development, and unfortunately we're not open anymore. But I have two or three guys that I mentored, and one of them is a carpenter apprentice, and the other one working in heating and cooling.
Wow.
You know, so these guys, they called me up and tell me about how happy I was that I stuck with them and stuff. Because some of these kids, man, they're not used to being successful either.
Yes.
So you got to stay on them, stay on them, stay on them. Say, man, you can do this, you can do this, you can do that. Come to school on time. Quit smoking all that damn weed and stuff like that.
Yes.
And one of the kids I used to get on, man, who hated me for getting on him all the time, he called me up, all tears in my eyes. He said, Mr. Boss, thank you, man. I really appreciate you for what you did for me, man, staying on me.
Wow.
You know, he had bought him a new car and stuff like that. He did heating and cooling, man. He was so happy, man. And I'm happy for him.
His life,
But
he's
the
seeing
thing
it.
is, if we don't engage these kids, they never get there.
And help give them that push.
You got to push them, man.
Have to push because they don't have it at home. You know, like you say, they don't have it. And so, and he's at the age and he's seeing the success.
Right.
Which you said a lot of times they sabotage themselves because they running or scared of success.
That's right, exactly. And then I must admit too, man, when you get into skilled trades, the people that's on skilled trade, the journeymen, unfortunately, the white guys, the journeymen, they have a tendency to mess with you. Or either they're gonna make you tough or make you run away, one of the two. So somebody got to tell them, say, man, you can't. A lot of the time the guy's joking, but one thing I found out about joking, they really mean it, but they doing it in a joking way. So you got to keep pushing through that joking stuff and go on and get your job done, and don't let them bother you because they can discourage you sometimes.
Yes.
They can discourage you.
And I back in the time when you got off into the trade.
After I got sober, I went back to high school. Got my high school diploma. I was the valedictorian of my class.
Wow.
Yeah, they had a back to school program in the plant. All the foundries and every plant here at UAW is set up with General Motors to do let people go back to work and get their high school diploma.
Yes.
So I went back to school, and with the 8 guys I was in class with, I ended up being a valedictorian of 8 guys. But them guys wasn't dummies. I mean, some of those guys had been to the Army. One guy was an airplane pilot.
Oh yeah.
One of the guys was on skilled trades, and these guys was doing good things in the plant, but they just didn't have their high school diploma. It ain't that we was dummies; it's just that we just didn't get school.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But that's when I went back to school and got my high school diploma through the plant after I got sober.
Wow.
Yeah. And then I ended up going to Delta College for almost 2 years to get my pipe fitting apprenticeship license.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, what were some of the challenges?
Well, the challenge was 28-something year guy going to school with people that's 18, 19, 20, 21 years old. And a guy who hadn't been sober for a long time. So I done burned up some brain cells. And these guys just don't know this stuff. And they zipping through it. And I say, hey, whoa, hold on, man. Give me a minute. I'll catch up with you. You know, I had to slow them down sometime, man.
Yeah, that's good.
You know, these guys are putting up on the damn board. They was trying to doing equations to get to the moon.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure I get this algebra down right here so I can put this pipe up.
Now, what are some of the challenges you face of getting into the trade, working in the trade?
Well, there were some challenges because of some of the supervisors, man, was used to just white people having the trade jobs. So they would pick on black people. You know what I'm saying? They would pick on you like, I had one boss come up to me one time, man, saying, why you up here in the cafeteria eating? I said, what do you mean? I ate here before I got on skilled trades. So what are you saying?
well, it don't look right for apprentices to be up here. I said, man, he was actually picking with the wrong guy because
Yeah.
I was already the chair of the Civil Rights Committee.
Okay.
So I know my rights.
Yes.
But the thing is, by him picking on me, I don't care what you're doing. If somebody just keep nicking
Yeah.
at you, sooner or later they get to you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or it'll make you concentrate on the wrong thing sometimes because you worrying about this knucklehead coming saying something negative to you. So I had to worry about things of that nature. Really, I should have been praying on this guy. You know, God, give me the strength
Yes.
to overlook this nonsense and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because it's going to happen. You know, I had guys ask me to go get parts and stuff like that and carry stuff, and they already had the stuff down there. You know what I'm saying?
Man.
They had me go look for a left-hand monkey wrench one time, and I went to the crib to ask for a left-hand monkey wrench, and the guy said, hold on, I'll be right back. And I didn't know it was a standard joke. He'd go away for 15, 20 minutes and don't show back up. But I'm sitting there waiting. I couldn't find out he ain't no damn left-hand monkey wrench.
Oh, wow.
You know, but they did stuff like that. Yeah.
What about racial? Did
It
you
was some
spend
racial
sitting
things
there?
and stuff like that too. It happened. They call it subtle racism, which it's still racism.
You know,
You know
and
what I'm saying?
trying to discourage you. You know what I mean? For
he was trying to
getting into the
discourage
trade.
you.
Cause
Yeah, it happens. It happens, man. You know, people say that they say knucklehead stuff, or maybe there's been instances, man, where I had some suggestions to do jobs, right? Normally a journeyman and apprentice, and maybe a couple other guys that work together. Now, we got to run all this pipe through the whole lab, 10-inch pipe, big thick pipe, all the way through the whole lab, right?
Yes.
So it takes a lot. The guy got to weld it. We got to put it up. We got to place it, but we got to make sure it go all the way through the plant evenly, so we don't have to do all this kind of stuff. So the guy said, "Oh, this is what we're gonna do." He measured it. Come to find out, he was wrong.
Uh-oh.
And I say, "Man, this ain't gonna work." He said, "What do you mean ain't gonna work?" I said, "I'm not gonna put that pipe up." See, he gonna discourage me saying, "Well, I'm the journeyman." I said, "You can be what you want to be, but if you put that up, I'm not gonna work with you."
Uh-oh.
So he come to find out eventually. It took about a day for him to realize that I was right.
Ah.
That his measurements was off, and mine was on.
Wait a minute. So you was apprentice?
Yeah.
At that time?
Yeah.
So he's a journeyman.
Yeah, he's a journeyman.
So he was a little upset about that.
He was extremely upset about it. We had to do it my way, because we wouldn't have got it done.
Okay.
Yeah, and we talking about.
But you saw that wasn't
I
right.
saw
The
that.
measurements
Yeah, I saw
weren't
that.
right.
Yeah, I saw that.
Wow.
You know, but sometimes they discourage you like that, man. You know, I could have said forget it or clowned or work with him, but I wasn't willing to be doing all that damn work,
Right.
knowing that it wasn't gonna be right.
Right. So you want to make sure it's right.
Yes, that's right.
Because a lot of, I believe, I remember another, one of my members was telling me when he was in the trade for carpentry and how they tried to discourage him
Yes.
from being in the country. He said sometimes he felt like quitting and stuff, man.
Yes,
He
yeah.
said because they was trying to make it hard, you know, and that's what they wanted him
Yeah,
to
they
do,
made
quit.
it hard. Sometimes they would have you going and doing all the bull work. You know,
Yeah.
there's the guy that's carrying all the stuff. Or you the one that's going up in the lift all the time and coming back down and all this kind of stuff like that. They may do that, but sometimes that could be good for you too, because now you know how to do it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, there's times where I'll be up in the lift all day and this guy down on the floor. So I'm moving the lift,
You move.
climbing up in the air, climbing across this, climbing across that. You know, putting my belt on is dangerous up there. But I learned, though. You know what I'm saying? So they do that stuff like that. Then they may give another guy all the easy work. You know what I'm saying? But that's all right, though, man. I mean, it works out in the end.
Right. But you was determined.
Yeah, I was determined, man.
They weren't going to run you out.
I
you
ain't
know,
stop
make you
getting
quit.
high for nothing.
My
You don't
goodness.
stop progress, man. You gotta keep it moving.
Yeah.
Besides, if I didn't end up being a pipe fitter, what would have happened to my son? You think you'd have still been a master plumber now? Who knows? Maybe not.
No, but I feel that was an influence.
Yes, it definitely was an influence, because he didn't have to go into that trade.
Right.
Yep, he didn't have to.
Yep, I feel that was
Now
influence.
he's a master
A
plumber,
master plumber.
almost with a master's degree, and he has his own plumbing company. And
Come
he works
on now.
And he works for Chrysler.
Come
Chrysler.
on now.
Yep. Yeah.
Any skilled trade with
Yes,
Chrysler?
yeah, he's a master plumber, so yeah, he's definitely skilled trade.
Wow.
Matter of fact, he can teach the trade to another person if he
Wow.
wants to, because he's a master.
A master.
Yep.
Wow. You see how that is?
Yeah.
You viewing, you watching.
Yeah.
Listen, I told you to have somebody to tune in, your friends, your people who've been discouraged, people who looking to go somewhere, people who have been through alcohol abuse, drugs, stuff like that. Our Councilman Michael Ball is a pure example that you can make a change.
That's right.
And live better. Listen, he was talking about that fear of success
And I say, I done been to your house and you're living good.
Thank you,
You're
my
sitting
brother.
good. And I saw the fish in there and them big, beautiful fish up in there.
Right.
You know, so I'm seeing that you overcome all them hurdles
Yes.
that was thrown at you.
Yes.
And you're married now
Yes. Been
with a
married
lovely wife.
Yes, for 30. Let me get this right. 36 years.
Yeah.
36 years, man.
So you're a prime example that you can change.
Yes.
It ain't how you start. It's how
No,
you
that's right.
how you
How you
finish.
finish. That's right,
Yeah.
brother. That's right. That's
You know,
right.
and I'm saying this so it can encourage people that's
right.
watching and viewing. Because a lot of people think they've been through some stuff.
Right.
They mess around, they got hooked on drugs or got strung out on this, that, another, and on pills, whatever it may be, vices it may be. I'm just drinking like a fish.
Right.
And you done messed up. They family gone. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But you're an example that's showing that, hey, someone might have drunk till their kidneys got full like a football.
That's right.
And they had to get surgery and different stuff. And they finally changed, and someone may be just sitting down, maybe in viewing.
That's right.
In the hospital or sitting somewhere in one of the homes or program viewing. And that's why I told you I wanted our Councilman Balls on here because his story is so powerful and it's so full of hope.
Thank you, brother.
Glory to God. It's so full of hope that it encourages people to know that, hey, it ain't over till you win.
That's right. Hey, brother, I'm not a bishop or a pastor, anything like that. But I know one thing for sure. All them people they talk about in the Bible, they wasn't all good people.
No, oh my God, no.
When they come, they wasn't all good.
No, sir.
I know that for a fact. All of them had problems.
Yes, sir.
Every last one of them.
Yes, sir.
From murderers
Yes.
to ladies of the night,
Yes, sir.
thieves,
The lies,
and they got
schemers,
better. And
tricksters.
they got better.
Yes, sir.
So if God can work with them, he can work with me too.
Yes. And they're a pure example of today in our time.
That's right.
'Cause you got some people get slick. Oh, that was back then. That don't work now. But we got you.
That's right.
To show,
That's right.
no.
right.
It ain't true. It's happening in these times and these
right.
days
Yep.
that if you want something, and see, you had to want something.
Yeah.
You had to want to change.
That's right.
And you wanted something better out of life. That your sons was able to see.
Right.
And want something better because they saw your example and stuff too.
That's right.
You going to work and stuff.
right.
You putting that time in and doing it and making sure they have a better life.
Yes, sir.
And then so that put that what they said at work, like I saw my dad a journeyman fitter,
Yes.
sprinkler fitter.
Okay.
And so seeing him travel, because he had to travel
Yes.
with that going all over, crisscrossing the country,
Right.
putting them sprinklers and fire systems in. But I saw the work ethic, and I had got that good work ethic
Okay. Yes, sir.
after my dad, because he worked hard.
Right.
And so I wish I could have had him a little bit more around because my mom and him went together.
Right.
Maybe if I was around, he was in the house with me, I probably would have been, something
Right.
in the trade, man. Because this is what he done,
Right.
That would have rubbed off, just like you rubbed off on your
Right.
son. You see, so it's important, listen, men that's watching, it's so important that you set a good example for your sons and your daughters. You say, well, Bishop, you said the daughters too? Yes.
Yes.
Yes, because my daughter saw me. And she saw the work ethics and stuff that I have and where I treat her
Yeah.
and protect her, make sure nothing harm and stuff.
Right.
I raised my son to protect your sister, even when I wasn't around.
That's right.
Watch over, look at her. He was the oldest. So by them seeing me, I tried to put a good example. Now, sometimes kids do a little something
Right,
a little
right.
different, but that's growing up.
That's right.
But you try to put that a good example, and you that's watching, you got to put a good example. They watching you, and they seeing what you do, and they gonna emulate.
That's right.
Or imitate what you do.
That's right.
And
You
so,
even talk to the Bible, man. You teach them. And you
train
raise
up a
them
child.
right,
Yes.
And they will come back.
yes, sir.
Yep.
If they deviate,
That's
and
right.
I did, I deviated and come back. I went to
Right.
prison and stuff, and God
Right.
blessed me to come back. God can change your life if you want to change. You can change. I was just the other day at the prison with my TD Holder jail and prison ministry to come out, stay out. I'm over there sitting with the warden and a meeting with him and the deputy wardens and stuff and his team. And my mind reflected how when I was locked up now, I'm on the other side.
Right.
And I'm sitting at the board table
Ain't that something?
with my program in the prison, the
that
same
good?
prison that I was in.
That's right.
But God.
So that says that all the negative stuff we've been through,
Yes.
we can turn it into something good.
Turn into something good.
So we can help out our people here in our community, man, because they definitely need help.
They definitely need help. Yeah. You know what? Every community.
Yes.
As we look at the Green Cross United States, and every community, and definitely the African American community,
that's right.
can stand for help. We got to start, and that's what we're saying. That's what I love about you. You're setting a good example for us, young men like myself who's coming, you know, and seeing you, excellence. You try to do stuff in excellence.
Yes, sir.
You know, you strive for that.
That's right.
You know, I'm sitting back, I told you, I sit back, see you ride in your truck and stuff. I say, look at him. You know, and I remember seeing you in the plant, and I'm working on things, I see you in the air.
Right.
And you got the hoist and stuff, and you running that pipe and stuff, you know. Seeing that, and then, listen, and then seeing that as a black man, seeing another black man on skilled trade, doing something, that gave a positive energy and a strive within me to say, hey, I can do something, I can do more.
And you know what, man? It's funny you would say that, man, because before I got on skilled trades, I had the audacity to say to another black man that was training for skilled trades, I asked him, say, man, why you trying to get that white man job?
No.
Yes, I was conditioned. That let me know I was conditioned to think, and that comes out of nowhere, out of my mouth when I said it. I said it as a joke, but in a way I was kind of serious to a certain extent at the same time. But it tells me, man, that we're not seeing enough of us doing it, so it's like foreign to our eyes. When something foreign to your eyes, that means you're going to get the perception that it's foreign to your mind. And you may come out with that. And I said that. And ever since I said that to that guy, I tried my best to get on skilled trades ever since then.
Wow.
Because I felt guilty for even saying something negative to that man like
that.
Yes. It was terrible, man, for me to say that.
Yes.
You know.
You said you thinking he taking
somebody else's job. Like, I assume that all those jobs belong to
them
people.
And that we couldn't get it.
And once I thought about it, man, I said, African Americans, we built United States.
Yes, sir.
All the free labor. We built Washington, D.C. We built everything, man.
Yes, sir. We was the tradesmen.
We were the tradesmen.
And a lot of people don't know that, especially the young people of the day don't know that we was the master.
That's right.
We was the master tradesmen.
That's right.
We did the work, bricklayers, masons, and all this stuff.
That's right.
Pipe fitters and plumbers and stuff.
All that, man.
It was us that was doing it.
Yeah.
And so something happened and it shifted.
Alcohol and drugs, brother.
It shifted, man, my God. I like what you told me one time, what you said about that, when you give hope.
Yeah, I mean, you know, today, man, we got to give our people hope. Because one thing, we got to give them hope because we got way too many of them giving them dope. We got a circle jerk going around here now. The people don't have no hope. They relying on dope to clear their mind up, to make them feel better about themselves.
You right.
Even when they turn themselves down with alcohol and drugs because they don't feel no hope. So we got to change this thing all the way around and quit doing the dope so we can have real hope.
Yes.
And stop killing those feelings that we feel of inferiority and that we don't fit in. We got to quit killing that feeling with alcohol and drugs.
You right. Facts.
We need to have people like yourself and me and other people that want trying to help our people out. Man.
Yes.
The only way we're going to give them hope is by grabbing them by the hand, taking them to some school somewhere, and telling them they can do this.
Yes.
And showing them that they can do it.
Yes.
And showing them how to do it.
How to do it.
I mean, we
taking
need
that
to
time out.
Programs ourselves, man, to try to help kids out to get into these skilled trades programs.
And that's what we're working on now.
That's right.
We working diligently. Even right now as we speak, that we are working here in our community, the great city of Saginaw. We working to put together, and I believe with the help of Almighty God, that everything is coming together like hand in glove.
Yes, sir.
Glory to God, that we're going to be able to have our training program that we'll be able to help, and with yourself as being a journeyman, that you'll be able to help with the young people and stuff and steer. We'll be able to have stuff with pipe fitting and welding and carpentry, HVAC, electrical, that we'll be able to train from the young all the way up.
That's right.
Be able to train them.
We try our best to give them pre-apprenticeship skills.
Yes.
So we can push them off into a skilled trades job somewhere.
Yes, yes.
So they can get their journeyman cards and they can teach their son.
That's right. And I like another thing that you had said, Councilman, that if we can get our unions
Yes.
to hire at least one African American
Yep.
trade person in every different trades.
Yep. It'll be a beautiful
Every
thing,
year.
man. All we need is to get one in each trade per year. Within 5 years, man, that's at least 25 tradesmen.
Yes.
In each trade, you got 5 different trades out there, and you
Yes.
got 5 students in each one. We have 25 tradesmen that's going to encourage their kids to get
Yes.
involved in that too.
That-
That's generational stuff.
That's what we're talking about.
That's generational stuff, man.
And that's what we got to do, set up the next generation.
That's what we got to do. That's what we got.
That's what we got to do. We got to
I'm
set
willing,
it.
man, to the last day I'm here, alive. That's what I'm gonna be doing, pushing to try to help other people get involved in skilled trades.
And that's a big thing. And a lot of people like myself, I tried college. That wasn't for me. I didn't like it. And so a lot of people and you might be viewing, college may not be your thing.
Right.
But I want you to take a minute and look and check out trade, whatever you at, whatever city, state you in. Follow up with your trade. Follow and see about pre-apprentice classes and
Yes.
trade programs. Because that is a high demand right now.
Yes, yes,
It's a
yes,
great demand
yes.
for trade. We need trade. We have people that's in trade can't retire
Right.
because the employer trying to hold on to them because they don't have nobody to replace
right.
them.
That's right.
So it's a great demand. And then you don't have to do that long in college and all that different
Right,
stuff
right.
and be loaded down with a whole bunch of bills
Yep.
for trying to pay for a college
yep.
when you can hurry up and get that trade,
That's right.
be on the field working.
Well, one thing about it being an apprenticeship, the employer pays for your schooling,
Wow.
so you ain't got to worry about no debt. And tradesmen normally they can make more money. And you're right. I ended up working for 30 years. And 2 years later, I got the opportunity to go back to work for another 8 years.
Wow.
Because I was a tradesman.
See?
Normally that don't happen.
Right.
But we can definitely need to get more of our people involved in skilled trades.
Trades.
I mean, we got a lot of tradesmen retiring right now.
Yes.
And the wages are way up there, man.
So the demand is
Yeah.
there.
So the thing is, man, Bishop, and I'm happy that you involved in this, is that we got to teach our kids the trade. We got
Yes.
to get more young adults and give them the courage and the faith that they can do these jobs so they can get these jobs.
Yes.
A lot of them don't think they can do it because they ain't had nobody at home to show them how to do it.
Yes, I am with you. 100%. That's
Yep.
facts.
Yep.
That we have to train them,
Yep.
steer them, and gear them
Yep.
to go on and get in these trades because it's a demand.
Yeah. But one thing about it, Bishop, by me being in the Big Brothers and Sisters program, one thing I do is each one of my little brothers, I get them a toolbox.
Oh, man, that's
You got to
good.
see these guys, how
Wow.
their face light up when they take their toolbox home and ask their mama, what you want me to fix?
Ooh.
I mean, man, it's beautiful, man. Just
That's-
to know that
that's
they're
something.
going home trying to fix some things.
Yes.
But one thing I have, the issue I have with sometimes after 3 or 4 years, all their uncles and everybody ain't got no tools and come and took all their damn tools.
Oh,
So we have to
no,
replenish them
no.
sometime. Yep. So I mean, it's wild, man. But it's a beautiful thing to see these young kids with jobs. Cause man, when I was growing up, man, my father went home. All we had was a screwdriver and a hammer.
Wow.
And sometimes we didn't have a screwdriver. After it broke, we got a butter knife.
Lord have mercy.
So now I'm passing out tools to all
Tools.
my little brothers in the Big Brothers program. to
Wow.
Make sure they got.
That's
tools.
good.
Yep.
And like you say, we have to start steering them and
Yes.
coaching them
Yep.
and encourage, as you said, encouraging them to get into the trade,
Yep.
look at the trade. If you can't make it to college,
Yeah.
that ain't for you. Get in the trade.
Well, one thing about it, man, just because you have never done it before don't mean you can't learn it. Everybody didn't grow up to be a dope dealer, but they end up doing it and taking all the steps, the preparation, the dangers of people shooting at them every other weekend, and they still out there trying to sell it. Would it be a lot more easier for you to get involved in the skilled trades and try your best to learn pipe fitting, electricity,
Yes.
carpentry? It's just that if the more you do, the more you can do.
Yes.
It's just that plain and simple. The more you do, the more you can do and the more you learn.
Wow.
So, for me, I didn't have nobody teach me to trade.
Wow.
But I got involved in it. The more I started doing it, the more the confidence I started picking up. Every time you learn something, you have more confidence to do something else.
Yes.
It's just that plain and simple. Once
Wow.
you think, oh man, boom, I got it. I
Right.
got it.
Right.
Go into something else.
Yes.
And keep going, man, until you get it.
Yes.
Yeah.
I feel the same way.
Yeah.
I feel the same way. And I really appreciate you for stopping by, man, and sharing with us and giving hope.
Right.
Giving hope to people that's watching, people that's in the community. You're really giving hope and letting them know that they can make it. Let them know, listen, I don't care if you made mistakes or whatever,
Right.
that
You
you
can
can
do
overcome. You can
Well-
overcome.
But Bishop, that's just like your program, the Get
Yes.
Out, Stay Out program.
Yeah, come out, stay out.
When we get these guys to come from out of prison, we want to have somewhere when they come out, we want to
Yes.
give them some hope.
Yes.
Because we don't want them going back to dope.
Oh, no. Or committing crimes.
So a lot of times in prisons, they're not talking about the guys that's in there. The association is bringing about assimilation in there. They talking about how to come back out and get you another bag and get your money right. We want to go, and I'm sure you want to do it, go into the prisons and tell them that there's going to be a program waiting for them when they get out
Yes.
to teach them some type of skill
Yes.
trade, to give them some hope.
Give
So
them
they
some
don't
hope.
have to pick up that dope.
Nope, don't
You know,
have to
and
mess
I
with the dope. 'Cause-
appreciate you for doing that, man.
Yes,
They're going
thank
into
you.
them prisons and bringing
Thank
these
you.
guys out. Hopefully we have a place soon
Yes,
that's going to help them get off of that dope and start having some hope and giving hope to their family by when they coming home bringing that check home every week.
yes, right. And then, like we said, it's going to show their children.
Yes, that's right.
And show them
That's
good
right.
work ethics
That's
and
right.
stuff. And then, like I said, make them curious. They get curious about the trade.
That's right.
And they be able to see, hey, this what dad
Do
doing.
you know how good, man, when the kids seeing their daddy working, man? You know how that do, man. When I'm working in the garage with the kids and stuff like that, when they see me do something, they be so interested and stuff,
Yes.
man. It's a beautiful thing, man. It's beautiful.
You know, it made me think about my stepfather. He worked at Chevrolet,
Okay.
right down on 6. And I remember little, getting in that deuce in the quarter with
Right.
mama.
Right.
She had dad fixed his box. He had his
Yes,
box.
yeah,
You know, the kids,
lunch box.
kids lunch box. I remember mama would fix his stuff and pack his meals up. We'd get in there and take dad, and,
Right.
and she'd pull up there, and dad
Yep.
would jump out and go through the door. I'm seeing this, right?
That's right, that's
so
right.
it reminded me, God reminded me one time, right before I got in the plant, I had messed around and went to prison and everything.
Right.
And I had come home and stuff, had good family, working with me and stuff. So I'm doing it, hustling, cutting grass, cutting hair, doing everything. Got a job working, I was throwing recycling company first.
Okay.
Good buddy of mine, Brother Tony Essex, got me in from Beam, had got me in there. So I'm in there throwing that. And I was working, paying my tithes, giving my offering, church believing God. I told the boys in there, I said, listen, I'm going to the plant. They started laughing at me. Oh, no, you ain't going to the plant. I said, I'm going to that plant. They tried to talk me out of it, but
Right.
my mind was focused.
Right.
And I remember God spoke to me. I remember the temporary company contacted me. They said, listen, we need you to go over there to the plant.
Okay.
I said, yeah, report to plant 3. And I start working
Yes.
in there with the temps
Yeah.
first. And I'm working there doing it. The guy's like, I said, I told you I was going to the plant. Worked that. God opened up a door, I got in there. General Motors, at that time, before they sold it, before General Motors sold
Yeah.
it to China next
Yeah.
year,
Yeah.
it was General Motors. I was hired with General Motors.
Right.
And I got in there, and God reminded me on something. And you viewing, you better catch this. It's so powerful. When I was little, sitting in that back seat, seeing my
Right.
daddy going, my stepfather going in there every day.
Right.
And we'd come back. We'd drop him off, and we'd come back and get him. My mama be right on clockwork when he get out.
Right.
He'd come on and get in the car. I'm seeing this. And I said, I want to work for General Motors when I was young.
Right. Right.
See, that's what I told
That's
you how
right,
powerful
that's
it
right,
is,
that's
seeing
it,
that.
that's it,
I
that's
said, I
right.
want to work for Plant. Do you know God reminded me when I got into the Motors, he said, I heard you when you said, come on,
That's
man.
right. I know
Wow.
that's right, brother. That's right,
And
brother.
then I'm going to get you this, too. Now they say General Motors don't hire felons. Well, I got in there, and I had a hater. I guess this hater was sucking a keg of hater on me. And one of my friends, his friend worked up there in security.
Yeah.
I remember she come out on the floor and told me, she said, somebody been calling up to the plant every day saying, I got a son, won't y'all hire my son to work in the plant? He's a felon. They said, we don't hire no felon. He said, yes, you do. You got Tim Holden up in there. I said, you got to be kidding me, this man. Say he called every day religiously.
Oh my God, man.
Calling HR every day. They say he was calling every day just with my name. They say to one day, God showed up. HR told security, that's him. Tell him don't worry about Tim Holden.
Lord have mercy.
And that's what stopped it.
Wow.
From him calling up, they say, don't worry about Tim Holden. He ain't here work. Don't you worry about him. But I'm showing you how people can hate on you even when you try
It happens.
to do right. And I guarantee you somebody that knew me, because how they know I was in there?
Right,
Somebody had to know
that's
me,
right.
you know, and they was trying to hate on me.
Right.
Talking about their son, but trying to throw me under the bus. But God still had me in there. He said, what I give you, can't no man take it
I know
from
that's
you.
right.
Come
brother.
on, somebody.
I know that's right.
And I worked too.
That's the way
I was in
feel
that
about-
state in that place.
Yep.
You saw me in
I
there.
sure did.
Good glory
did.
to
You
God.
in
Because
there
you was there, I was there getting it like you.
You was. Sure was.
And so seeing that affected me.
Mm-hmm.
And God reminded me, you prayed and spoke that you wanted to get in there.
That's right.
And he did. He got me in there.
That's right.
And so you that's watching, never give up on your goals.
That's
Never,
right. Never.
give up on things that you, when you was even young, and you said that's what you looked at and said,
right.
I want to do that. I want to be that.
Right.
Don't let nobody detour you. Let nobody talk you out of it, talk you down.
That's right.
You know,
That's right.
because you got people do that.
That's
No, you don't do that. They may be
All
saying,
the
I want to
time.
be a carpenter. I want to be a plumber. I want to do this. And you got folks around you hating on you, and they'll try to talk you out of it.
Yep.
And so, especially now these times,
Oh, yeah.
man, they like crab in a bucket, boy.
yeah, no
they'll
doubt.
try to throw a wet blanket on your fire,
Sure
quick.
will. All the time.
So you got to be strong. So you watching, you got to be strong and determined.
That's right.
To you want to do something, you want something. Listen, I begin to tell my congregation, is nothing wrong to want something better.
Right.
There's nothing wrong to want something better. I want a better house. I want to live better than my parents.
Right.
Nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with that.
I want to get up out the ghetto. Nothing wrong with that. You know, because sometimes, like you said, you had that little fear
Right.
in there, and then you got people too who put that in there. You know, too. No, you trying
Think
to.
you better than everybody.
You think you
else.
better. You trying to do like them, get over there with the white folks, all this different stuff. Oh, you want to get that car. You want a nice car. You want to dress nice, or you want a nice home and stuff like that. You have people trying to talk you down, or try to, you know, like I told you, throw that wet blanket on your fire.
Yep.
You know, because you want some more. You want better for your life. And I tell my congregation, listen, nothing wrong. I said it ain't too late even to go back to school and get something.
That's right.
That's what you want to do.
And sometimes we fight that war within ourselves.
That's it.
You know, the war Armageddon going on in our head.
It was on in our head.
Saying that you can't. You can't.
Fighting and wrestling.
Yeah.
Boy.
I like saying you can.
And you know what I say too? Because see, some people is locked up.
Oh, yeah.
They might be locked up in a physical prison, but they locked up in the mental prison.
That's right. That's right, brother.
And so I told them, you gotta come out and stay out of that too. Come out of that poverty thinking. Come out of that old slick and getting over spirit too.
That's right.
Because you got people who want that slick and get over spirit.
Right.
And don't want to work, you know, trying to get something for nothing. No. Work.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing wrong with working. God love good working people.
That's right.
And all the men that God used, you picked in there, they was working.
That's right.
They was doing someone lazy.
Yep.
And that's what another thing we got to get in. That's what I'm telling them in the church.
Right.
We got to get this lazy spirit away from the folks.
That's right, brother.
Especially the men.
Yep.
Don't want to work. Want to sit back with your foot kicked up playing the video game while she at work. We got to get that out the community too.
Lord have mercy.
You know, we're doing that. Won't he pump the gas for her? My God. Won't he take the trash out? Simple stuff men do, supposed to do.
That's right.
You know, simple stuff like that. We got to change the psychology and the thinking. You know, and that's why I said I'm glad that God has blessed me to be able to go into prisons and talk and work with the men and stuff like that for some of this stuff, because they don't have no fathers and stuff to teach them.
That's right.
And then some of them uncles and stuff, they only have them either because they done been to prison.
That's right.
And they doing the same thing. They ain't showing no good
That's
example.
right.
So they need guys like us, you know, that really show example that we have to spread ourselves. Yes, it may take some time. You have to point to somebody,
Right.
you know, to give them some things that they haven't got at home.
That's right. We got to keep giving them hope.
Keep giving
Keep
it.
giving them hope, man.
Yes, sir. Keep giving it.
Yeah.
Keep giving them positive stuff.
One thing about hope, it turn into faith, man. And once you start seeing that working, man,
Oh,
you
Lord.
do wonders, man.
Oh man, he said just a little grain of seed
That's right.
of faith is a grain of a mustard seed.
Yeah.
That's why I told him, starve your doubts to feed your faith.
I know that's right.
Woo! Glory to God. And that's what you did.
That's right.
Hallelujah.
That's right.
And you did it, and you overcame the odds.
Yes.
You overcame the odds, man. And so, like I told you, you're a good role model. You're a hero in our community. I want to share that with you, that
Thank
you're
you, my brother. I
definitely
appreciate
a
that.
hero in our community, and that we can look up to.
Right.
And
Thank you
say,
so
hey,
much,
I won't be like Councilman Ball.
Right.
You know, that's the example you set for us, and that's what we need in our communities.
Yes, sir.
Every community need this, need examples
Right.
that they can look not way over there, yonder, but
Well,
right here in our
You know,
community.
one thing about it, though, brother, once, I started thinking about doing it for others and for God's glory, it's so easy to do it that way, man.
Wow.
Take the selfishness out of it and do it for what God has done for me.
Yes.
There's no issue with this, man. I know where my heart lies, and it's helping somebody else out.
Yes.
Yeah.
Listen. We about to come to a close. I'm so excited, man, with the Lord has been doing in your life, my life, and how things is moving for us. I want to share with you that I have a book. God blessed me to be an author. I'm a co-author on this project here, and it's His strength for my weakness. You can order this. You can look on the screen. You'll be able to order this. And I tell you, this telecast has been a great blessing to you. Please write me, Bishop T.D. Holden, at P.O. Box 3458, Saginaw, Michigan, 48605. Please write me, man, ma'am, or sir, ma'am, or wherever you at, in prison, jail, mental, hospitals, wherever you at, write me. Let me know that this telecast has been a blessing to you, man. We love to hear from you, hear your response. We surely thank you, Councilman.
No problem, my
We
brother.
thank you for, man, coming. We surely appreciate you, man. We really enjoyed you because you really have gave hope.
Thank you,
You're
man.
really an inspiration to our community. I got so many people tell me you're such an inspiration. They watch, the council meetings and stuff. A lot of them don't come, but they'll watch it
Okay.
online and stuff, man. And so they're excited to see even where our city is going, the changes that our city is making for the betterment.
Yes.
And so we're really happy that the new things that's getting ready to come into our city that take place, and they take people like yourself that's sitting in any political positions that want to help.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. As we come into the conclusion, thank you.
No problem,
Man,
brother.
Councilman,
No problem.
man, you're
No
such
problem,
a
brother.
blessing and inspiration to us and to our city. And we certainly thank you for coming out and taking your time and being a blessing for Come Out, Stay Out Talk Show. We certainly like to thank our sponsors, Women of Colors, and also Michigan Public Health Institute. We surely thank you, and God bless you. Please write me.
Come on, stay out. Come on, stay out.